Clan Direnni. Once we were the undisputed masters of High Rock. The power of our arcane hegemony was rival even to that of our Altmer kin in Alinor, and yet we have fallen far since then. The legacy of our great ancestors diminished by centuries of stagnation and infighting. Now, only the ancient adamantine tower remains as a testament to our once great empire. My name is Ferordomas, and I would see my kin return to the glory they once held. Yet, I am an outcast, my blood carrying both man and mer within it. I've had to forge my place through skill at arms and magic alongside my trusted companions. I will restore my family to its former glory. This is when my story truly begins. Hello Wanderers, welcome to a brand new Crusader Kings 3 roleplay series. And this is, as you can see, the Elder Kings 2 mod, which puts us in the world of Tamriel. Now, for those of you who do not know much about the Elder Scrolls, well, this map probably looks a little intimidating. Trust me, as somebody who does know a little bit about Elder Scrolls, this map is still pretty intimidating. But do not worry, our story, as ever, will focus on one character, one dynasty, and the adventures and stories that bloom from that. And that will be the lens through which we explore this highly detailed world that both the creators of the games and the creators of this mod have done. If you have not checked out this mod before, I would highly recommend you do so. There are so many new features, some of which we are going to explore in this playthrough, but some of which you should definitely just go and explore through for yourself, because the modders put a ton of time and effort into this, and they definitely deserve some credit. So check it out if you are interested. For those of you who are familiar with the Elder Scrolls games, this story takes place a little bit before some of the most well-known ones. Everybody and their brother knows Skyrim. Pretty much all of us have played it, I am sure, or know somebody or have seen somebody play it. This is set well before that time. It's before Oblivion, before Morrowind. This is much closer to the time of Elder Scrolls Online. In fact, this story and this mod takes place, I believe it's something like 10 years or so before the events of Elder Scrolls Online. And thus we see that the Cyrodiilic Empire is fractured and broken. General Atribus of the Colovian Estates is laying siege and war against the Cyrodiilic Potentate, and we shall keep an eye on how things go there. But for those of you who are just more interested in the story here, well, the story is that this whole land is in turmoil, it's in chaos, and our place is to find a little bit of stability among that chaos. Now, our story takes place up here in the lands of High Rock, where the Bretons call it home, and more particularly in Balfieri, or Balfiera, I should say. And we are playing as Ferordomas the Manmer. We are a member of Clan Direnni, but we are a bastard. As you can see, our father, who is a great seducer, seduced our mother, a Breton woman, a noble Breton woman of the Principality of Coegria, and thus we were born. So we are, as mentioned, half man and half mer. Let's take a look at our character here. We are brave, we are calm, and we are just. These traits to me strike me as a man who is an adventurer, who knows how to hold his calm and how to essentially remain disciplined in the face of adversity, and who is also just. So we are essentially a good character, a knightly type of character, and we will be playing into that quite a bit. We are a skilled tactician. We are Hale, which is pretty good. We are a very fit and strong character. We are scarred from our previous adventures. We do have some innate magical talent here. We are attuned, but we do not have any practical magical perks here. We have not been trained and raised in that like others of Clan Direnni. We were raised with a sword in our hand, and we do have that increased lifespan due to our half-blooded nature. Now that half-blooded nature, I do think, puts us a little bit in between worlds here. We don't fit in with the full-blooded elves of Clan Direnni, nor do we fit in completely with the Bretons now. Within the lore of High Rock, obviously Clan Direnni is a very important clan. At one point, we ruled this place. This entire land was all ruled by the Direnni clan. As you can see, we are very, very diminished from those times. But it was our clan that interbred with the humans of High Rock, and thus adding that little bit of Altmer blood to the people here. And that is why the Bretons have that bit of magic in their blood. But I don't think that that puts us really in a high standing within our own clan, but it does put us in a unique position in our playthrough here. The ruler of the remaining lands of Clan Direnni is Kinlord Ankotar, our grandfather. And as you can see, he is a just man, he is compassionate, and he is diligent. Well, he seems like a good guy, you would say, and he is, but he's also content. And it is this trait that has caused the Clan Direnni to stagnate and to fall to the point that it is now. And now, as you can see, with all the chaos reigning here, there's no one to protect these lands. They are left to fend against bandits and evildoers on their own, and that simply cannot stand. Before we look into what our goals for this campaign are going to be, we're going to take a look at those other important characters. Obviously, our father, Alderil, here is a deceitful man, an ambitious man, but honest. An intricate web weaver, as we saw, a seducer, and he has that elven lifespan to him. So that shall no doubt be play an important part. He is our father after all. We do have a sister, as you can see here, Miri, generous, shy, cynical, an adequate bargainer. Probably won't play a super important role in the story, but she shall perhaps pop up every now and then. Then, of course, we have our dear mother, Elivira Benique, and she, as we have mentioned, is from the noble family here in Coegria, and she has claims to those lands, so those claims will pass to us eventually and may provide us some interesting opportunities there. Now, we shall also see we do have a few relationships. We are going to look at these ones first. Here we have Sevion Sagelti. Sevion is a minor noble, and he is calm, brave, diligent, thrifty clerk. He is an administrator, and he is robust, a skilled warrior. Sevion is one of our adventuring companions. We adventured together for several years, and now that we have been put in charge of these lands here in Boreain, he is at our side. He is an excellent steward, and we will be putting our friends to use here in the coming weeks and years. Sevion himself has goals to raise his family to an elevated station, and we shall see if we can do so. He is married, as you can see, to Natanwe, who is arrogant, diligent, generous, a charismatic negotiator. She is obviously an elf, a Balthieri elf, and she's got some pretty good skills, so they will have some potentially half man and half mer children themselves. Our other friend here, you can see Snagbash. trusting, generous, diligent, a brilliant strategist, a winter soldier, skilled warrior himself who indeed knows a little bit of magic too. He is a mountain orc who follows Malakath, of course. Not married, but maybe we'll have some orc women wind their way down here at some point, and we can find him a good wife. And Snagbash was an adventuring companion of ours as well. These are some of our counselor channel member made characters. If you want to learn more about becoming a member of the channel, you should just check out the join button down below. But these are characters that were made by them, and we shall be keeping an eye on them in the future. But here we have Allison the Swift Marmont, and she was also one of our adventuring companions. And as you can see, she is indeed our lover. She is ambitious, she is diligent, she is gregarious, a gray eminence, journaler, pretty, attuned, the Atronach birth sign, and a poet. You may think that I made some modifications to this character other than making her our lover to facilitate the story. This is just a character who appeared in the game, so that was of no effect of mine. But I think that this character will play a very important role, and you will see why in just a moment. But before we get into that, we do want to take a look at these things up here and take care of all of that. So, we do need to choose our patron deity. Now, you can go and take a little look. You can pause and look at all these if you wish. But we are going to try to have a little magic in our playthrough because it's one of the biggest features of this mod, and I want to play with some magic. So we are going to follow the god Ciribane, the Altmer god ancestor of magic, and that's going to give us a nice little boost to our arcana. We do also need to choose a lifestyle, and we're going to go down the magical arts. Obviously, we have the martial education, and we could go down here and get some of these. I'm not opposed to that at a later point, but I want to get some magic going. So we're going to take the pragmatic magic focus here, and we are going to learn what we can and learn ourselves some magic spells. And here we go. We can nominate a successor for the Kinhold of Balfiera, and the obvious choice appears to be our father. I don't see why we would go against that and vote against our father. That probably really wouldn't be that wise, so we'll cast our vote for our father. And anything else here? We'll take a look at that in a moment, but as you can see, we are not married. And that is something we need in our life. We need a wife. And you can probably see where this is going. We are going to be marrying our lover, Allison the Swift, and it shall be a splendid day. Our children will have a pretty good chance of getting some positive inherited traits. And I think this all just adds to the story. How I imagine it, our little adventuring group, Sevion, Snagbash, Allison, and Ferordomas, spend a lot of time adventuring across High Rock, perhaps even heading towards the lands of Skyrim or south into the lands of the Redguards. We went on many adventures, but then I was recalled back by my kin to essentially keep order here in these lands. And so I brought my adventuring companions with me, and they're going to help me in my goals. What are my goals? Well, our goals are, as you can probably imagine, one, to bring our clan back to the preeminent position that it once was, not through domination and slaughter, but through protection and through essentially doing what needs to be done to bring stability to these lands, but we are not going to be doing it in a vindictive, conquering way, at least not so much as is possible. No, we are going to focus our efforts on characters here such as these evil antagonists, or vindictive raveners, or pirates. Things like this. These are the types of characters that we are going to be acting against as Ferordomas, because he is a good knightly man, and we want to protect these lands. We do not want to simply conquer them. We want to protect them from the evildoers. So if we find necromancers, if we find bandits, if we find murderers, these are the people that we will be acting against. So Camlorn here, obviously a powerful enemy. Queen Mariette is a well-known plotter, a schemer, and she's going to be looking to expand her power, probably at the expense of those surrounding her. So we're going to do what we can to stop that. But we are also going to act against characters such as Grand Admiral Jayen, who is, as you can see, a pirate raider. And to that end, I would like to go into my court here, and I want to fabricate a claim here on this county, because if we can get rid of these pirates, I would definitely like to do so. So, you can imagine that our goal is going to be very dependent on what kind of characters we see around here, and we'll have to adapt to the situation as it comes. Oh, Allison, my beloved, to think that I can embrace you openly now with the blessing of both Mara and the people around us. I am the happiest man alive. Come here, wife of mine. Excellent. So, the wedding celebration with my marriage to Allison, the realm expects us to throw a suitably extravagant wedding celebration. We can collect a royal aid duty as part of this, and I believe we shall. We do find ourselves in need of money, so we shall collect this tax and use it to fund this grand and noble wedding. And with the blessings of Mara, I now declare Ferordomas and Allison to be newlyweds. The crowd cheered and made a line to congratulate both me and Allison in our new adventure. After that, the crowd started packing up and making plans of debauchery, for a great feast is to be given in honor of the wedding, as is customary. The feast shall start. Sevi and Sigelti gets an inspiration, indeed, and let us celebrate our wedding here. A cheery gathering. The guests are gathered in the great hall, lords and ladies from near and far reaches of the realm. The mood is bright and the spirits are high as the feast begins. So, Elivira's fowlery. Servants were carrying out impressively endured entremets. A number of proud peacocks, skinned, cooked, and stuffed, then redressed in their magnificent plumages. However, as Elivira brought her knife close to one of them, the foal came to life with a shriek. This one wasn't cooked at all. It pecked at Elivira's nose before bursting forth among the screaming and laughing guests. As the bird ran wild, Allison rose to the challenge. It proved great entertainment to see her desperately chase the raving creature across the table. In the end, she managed to scare the peacock towards the great doors, where it escaped into the night. Well, that is quite the event to happen during the feast. Somebody played a little prank there. I wonder who it was. I wonder if it was maybe Sevion or Snagbash, even someone like that, trying to play a little prank on us on our wedding day. After days and nights of joyous company, my feast is over. Most every guest seems to head home pleased, except perhaps Elivira, who is still clutching her nose where the peacock marked her. I will call upon you again, my vassals. The feast ends. So, there we have it. We are indeed now married to our wife, Allison, and we shall get her to definitely help us with court politics, because she's amazing at that. Thank you. We can take a little look at the rest of our accounts here. Obviously, we saw Allison. Here we have our Aldark, Karalas, She is paranoid, she is gregarious, she is forgiving, and an insightful thinker. So I don't know if she'll play a huge role in our council, but we shall see. Obviously, we have here our mother as our chancellor. She knows the nobles of this region, so that is a fine choice to make there. Sevion, of course, our steward. Snagbash as our marshal. And then our spy master, Vali, who is a young Balfieri woman, ambitious, trusting, deceitful, an elusive shadow, hunchbacked, born under the sign of the apprentice. Well, that shall provide us some interesting thoughts here as we explore this story. One thing I would like to do, potentially get ourselves a court mage. Allison does have that magical aptitude, so I think that we shall appoint her as our court mage indeed. We would like a court physician, but we don't have anybody who's good at it just yet. So, and I would like to save up my money just a little bit further here. Looks like we're still fabricating that claim. Excellent. And once it is done, we can be rid of these pirates for good. And that would be excellent, because that would be a really nice start to essentially what is the story of a very heroic character. Ferordomas is not an evil man. He is a man who believes in goodness or righteousness and just generally doing what he can to protect the people of these lands. He is an outcast, but he cares for them. And we're going to have our work cut out for us, because I think that some of these places, like Cam Lorne, for example, are going to be very big threats to the stability here. As we can see, Cambria looks like they expanded a little bit. Provide a good counterpoint here to Cam Lorne. The man of Cambria, a bold gentleman, probably something of an adventurer himself. So, not too bad there. We have built up our money, which means that we can get this very special men-at-arms regiment, the Direnni sorcerers, who have a little bit of siege, but as you can see, they are also effective in combat as well. Does it say anything here? Yes. After their exodus from the Somerset Isles, the Direnni family spent centuries discovering and codifying new ways of magic. While not all the sorcerers from Balfieri descend from the Direnni bloodline, all their knowledge comes from the early Direnni discoveries. So we are definitely going to get that, because that is awesome. We've got some Direnni sorcerers, and the pirates are not going to see this coming, as you can probably imagine. That does hurt our monthly income quite a bit, though. I wonder if we need to reduce our levy size here a little bit. What is it currently? Oh yeah, this is gonna... We can decrease it one size, and that's gonna really help our money out quite a bit here. In fact, we might need to reduce it one more time as well. Indeed, I think we shall, just so that we're in the black. Fate smiles upon me. Allison is bearing a child. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. So, we do have ourselves a little bit of money here. Those Direnni sorcerers cost us a lot, but they are going to probably be amazing in battle. In fact, I wonder if we should just get rid of you completely. Do we even need these light footmen? The Direnni sorcerers are probably far better. I mean, look at that. Yeah, damage, toughness. Yeah, these Direnni sorcerers are significantly better. Less in number, but I think we're gonna need a little bit more money here, but can we facilitate that in any other ways? Collecting taxes already. Hopefully Sevion will get us some extra money. The child was not meant to be. That is unfortunate. Hopefully it's not the mixture of our Mer blood here that is causing that, but that may indeed be the case. There we go. Oh, we're not even going to be able to afford the claim when we get it. Oh, every battle reef gets better opinion. No, we definitely need the prestige here. What we really need is money. And what are the best ways to get money? Well, I do think we're going to get rid of these. I think we need to facilitate. We want to keep these Direnni sorcerers because they're awesome and they're going to be super helpful. But other than that, we just need to be able to make at least a little bit of money here. And yeah, I don't think there's too many options. Ah, Allison is pregnant again. Excellent. Indeed, what we would really like to do is have Sevion bring us in a little bit of money here, Sevion, if you could. Oh, a big boost to our monthly income here. There we go. Do we have a position on our Liege's Council? Well, we are the Chancellor. Excellent. That increases our prestige, so we're getting some decent prestige from that, at least. We can negotiate an alliance with our father. We might as well. Excellent news there. How close are we here? We are pretty close. Gaining 1 a month. Let's speed up time a little bit here. And we shall simply wait until we have an opportunity here. See it done. It's gonna cost us 81. Okay, so let's go back. Let's circle around. Hopefully we'll get some good events in the meantime that will get us the money we need to afford that claim, and then we shall be ready to go to war. They don't have many troops, so I think we should be able to do so. Ooh, my wife Castellan Allison eagerly brings a man before me. Allow me to introduce you, Osring, claimant to the Principality of Camlorn. Osring bows before me and says, "It is an honor, my lord. Sadly, Camlorn will most likely remain out of my grasp without a beneficiary at my side." Well, here's an opportunity. There we go. Osring Kenai, an adventurer. He is humble, he is patient, brave, skilled tactician, blade master, flexible leader. He's scarred, one-eyed. He seems like a more decent man. He's certainly a more decent man than Queen Mariette. We might just be able to help with that. We could press his claims. We could potentially press his claims. Well, dang, look at this. We have a son. What shall we name our son? And as you can see, he is handsome, he is attuned, and he does have a little bit longer lifespan here due to his part elven blood. Allison, you have been so brave, so strong. Words cannot describe my love for you, and now we have a perfect little son. My little son who was born under the sign of the apprentice. Those born under the sign are said to have a special affinity for magic of all kinds. Ooh, excellent. So he's going to get a little boost for magic as well, which can be practically applied. One day, child, you will carry on my legacy. And what shall we name you? I think we shall name you a good Balfieri name indeed. How about Andame? May you grow to be wise and strong, my son, Andame. And with that excellent news, we put ourselves in a pretty strong position here as we now have a son and heir. We are building claims here to deal with these pirates, and we have a claimant to the throne of Camlorn in our courts, a claimant whose claims we can press against her. And I think that we shall be doing so in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so. There will be more episodes in this one coming soon. But until then, I will see you all in the next episode.